Hello and welcome to another episode of Higurashi OG Anime. Today we're gonna be reacting to episode 12, maybe finale of Sumi. I mean, I guess it will be. But yeah, I mean, it things have happened in the last episode. Teppei has been killed. Um Takano's kind of right on the trail. We kind of ended midway through the Takano scene, which was an interesting cliffhanger. And yeah, Keiichi has embraced his inner Oyashiro and decided to commit the curse murder for the year. But well, we know it's not gonna go well. But let's see how it plays out in the anime. Dude, I'm just kind of freaking started, dude. No long intros needed right now. We're zooming. Can banter a bit in the OP. Go straight to the back to the chill, huh? Oh wait, I forgot to Oh shit, I forgot to timer it up. My bad, dude. I was ready. I forgot to cue you guys in. Okay, as you know, timer based reaction, which means you need to bring your own copy, then we can react together. I will count down from three, and on go, you will start the video. You'll hear me click, so it'll be easy to sync. And in the bottom right corner, there will be a timer. So for if you ever get out of sync or you just want to see a specific scene, then just sync yourself with the timer and you'll get it. But yeah, my bad. Jumping the gun a bit, huh? Let's start. Three, two, one, go. There we are. Now we're watching together. So they're starting from the Teppei scene, not straight from the Takano scene. It's nice to see Teppei getting bashed in again though. Just kind of summarizing it. Ended on Takano memeing. Good stuff. Lost item. I don't get the title, but we'll see what they're talking about. But yeah, back to Higurashi. It's been a little stuffed. I do want to, instead of doing episodes on Saturday, I do want to do them on Monday, but I don't know. Ever shifting, I guess. Got lazy and don't record for like 2 days, and I'm like, oh my god, we need to pick up a little bit. Because I've also been skipping the letter episodes, which I want to do as well. Definitely want to finish at least one route. But yeah, I'm in a pretty good mood. Um, oh yeah, that's why, dude. One of my favorite mangas of all time, Frankenfan. I just found out today that it has a sequel. I never knew that. It ended like a couple years ago, and in 2019, apparently the author started a sequel again. So that really hyped me up. I didn't read it yet, but it's pretty exciting. I really loved Frankenfan, and I was like saying to myself, man, I it's a story that can go on forever. Really wish that Arthur didn't stop it because he really didn't get much traction from his newer works. But I mean, I guess it worked out in the end because he did start another series called Frankenfan Fanatic. But we're in, or Frantic, but we're driving, dude. Banter over. Focus. I never know. You think Takano was like double hinting at the mountain gods too about the thing or no? Could be. That'd be extra memey. Interesting. They're starting this conversation in the car, or did they do that? They might have did that. Pretty sure it was after the car though. No, they're just doing it in the car instead of outside. Look at that smile. Boy. Huh? It's a good way to save time, but I do like the epic standoff in the rain with the umbrella from the visual novel. But not bad. I like they're putting this part, which they kind of, at least. Footsteps. I do kind of wish they showed the footsteps throughout the series. Because, it starts in the first arc, but it was pretty absent. I mean, it was completely absent. It's an extra mystery, and I don't think it would take too much time. Okay, this seems pretty good. It's definitely freaked me out when I read it the first time. Tom, dude. Did they even talk about the drum in the anime for Anatakashi? Love the soundtrack though. It's very creepy. It's an interesting scene. I think they did it well. But I do want to talk about it because I recently talked about it like a couple of weeks ago with someone in the comments. I think this is new. They definitely didn't split the scenes. Or maybe it's not even a split, to be honest. It's so good. I'm actually appreciating the scene more. I kind of forgot about it before this. The miso soup. My dude teaches. I would go insane too if I was in his position right now. I guess it's a little, maybe not. That's a creepy runner. I'm not gonna lie, I honestly thought this scene was from Anutakashi, but obviously I'm wrong. I don't know. It made sense. I couldn't actually remember why he went to the clinic, but apparently there you go. Hey, he found his bike. At least. Uh, you really, damn, I'm like really appreciating this whole sequence, huh? Really is a good mind fuck. Yuri, save us. Sorry. I don't know. I never believed in the doppelganger stuff, but I guess maybe. At least I've never met someone who looked like me. That's not part of my family. Would be very chilling though. Just imagining it. I'd be spooked. Busy bashing Tepe. Yep. At least he can prove the bat throwing it into the swamp. Which wouldn't really make sense if he went to the festival, because he wouldn't have time. Kinda. Slap him. Gotta applaud Keiichi for. I mean, I don't know if you could. It's definitely ballsy for admitting he killed Tepe, but it's also eerie. Also part of the Satoko Defense Alliance. So, my guy, no regrets. Though, he later does regret it. Not in this arc, but thank you. That was such a cool line by Irie, which kind of just hypes up the next part of the scene. When you're like, really, man? Unlucky. This is something I want to talk about too after the episode. But just pushing the discussion a little forward. I'm always interested in. I mean, it made sense for Irie to suspect Keiichi being in a higher level condition, but like, which he is. But you kind of expect like. Actually, I guess it doesn't really matter which way. Because like my first instinct, knowing everything would be like, maybe Satoko's the one who's in a dangerous condition, and imagining the uncle, which is true, but I don't know. And that's like if you observe Keiichi, you can just do the other one afterwards. But yeah, heartbreaking. Straight from thank you to he's crazy. Should have said the Tepe part, Keiichi. It's what turned it around. Oh, interesting they didn't fully talk about Takano, huh? This was a good scene. Oh man, I hope they do this justice. It's one of the best Oishi scenes. Just like imagining it through my mind. I want to see it animated. At least they go back to Takano. Oh man, they are not finishing Higurashi in this episode, huh? Oh, they're done a cliffhanger on the Oishi scene. Why do you keep cliffhangering on really good scenes, dude? This was so good though. Man, this whole chapter, like this was all one chapter, right? It's actually really good. Maybe I couldn't fully appreciate Higurashi because I got tilted one time. This is like They could have done this scene a little creepier, but it's alright. Kumadai! Jesus. Or is that Kumadai? No, it's the guy that pushed Keishi. It's pretty badass in the anime. But, you know. I guess maybe. Never mind. I'll say it after. Get him, boys. Did you see the way they threw Daichi? That looked kind of scuffed. What the heck was that? Come on, use the bucket, dude. It's so much spookier than just kicking water. Or more intense, I guess. That's cool, though. Unlucky Oishi. So much mindfuckery. Dude, it's good, man. I should really, like, maybe not read it myself. I would watch someone else read Totoro like, fully, instead of skipping around. This is like watching Higurashi levels of mindfuckery, and which is something I really liked about watching Higurashi, so I legitimately think I might have just been so tilted or just frustrated. Maybe, it's just a more uncomfortable situation with Satoko, right? That it kind of blinded me. I mean, I already liked the police Oishi scene, but so much setup, dude. It's probably like around the same level as the reveal when found out Shion was been missing. Maybe not as mind fuckery, but it's pretty close. But yeah, this will be a fun analysis, huh? I have like a lot to talk about. But yeah, good episode. I think I probably liked it. Yeah, I mean, I definitely liked it more than the last episode, I think. Also, 5 episodes for this arc. I guess it made sense. To Todoroshi is a longer arc, I guess. So I'm actually glad taking their time a bit. Maybe it's literally just impossible to cut it down to 4 episodes though, since it's so long, much longer. Apology. That's a good one. Also, yo, piggyback to Toto preview. Also, I guess the title of this one, Lost Item, refers to Tefe's corpse, maybe. But yeah, anyways, I want to thank you for watching this episode. We are gonna spend a bit going back and analyzing the scenes and stuff. So if you want to stick around, thanks. But if you're signing off, then thanks for watching. I appreciate it. See you next time for the finale. But yeah, let me pull this up again, because lots have happened, lots of great scenes in a singular episode. So we got the intro. It's just a recap. Opening. So the Takano stuff. It's interesting. I think it's a good way to adapt and cut it down, I guess. It definitely has a good impact. It hits the points that I was talking about that was kind of missing, where Keiichi was like, really should have killed her. You do lose the epic standoff, so in this one you just talk with Takano in the car, um, question her about the bike a bit, then you both agree that, hey, it's better if we just don't tell anyone about this. In the visual novel, it's a little, obviously it's longer, but it's more she actually walks you out to the front door because your ankle still hurts, and then you have like a mini standoff where basically the same things happens. You talk about the bicycle. Takano, it kind of goes into more detail. Obviously, Takano's kind of logicking, using logic to kind of dissuade Keiichi, though it does sound really weird. Basically, it's almost like reverse psychology. Is like, this can't be Tomotaki's bike. Why would I have his bike? Which is it's not great, but it does fit with Takano's character, huh? Then the whole warning where she repeats, "We've never seen each other," because it would be like both bad for you and me. And I love the line when Keiichi's like, "Why would it be bad for me?" And then like, "What? You can't even find that out, boy, or figure that out." It's actually like such a nice zinger. But they definitely do at least in Keiichi's thoughts, he does think more about how this day just went horrible and how it feels like he really hopes Hinamizawa will be back to normal after this. And it's kind of like a recurring theme from this point on, where Keiichi like thinks he's entered into like some parallel Hinamizawa, which made sense. It's kind of a coincidence, but all the friends talking about him being there, Satoko claiming that uncle is still alive. It really does feel like he entered a parallel universe. And of course how the story is structured, where you are seeing the same days with different events. So it does feel like a huge hint, huh? But it was good. Takano scene, I think the visual novel is superior in that aspect, but I do think it's a good way of cutting it down, I guess. And we do the whole school thing where everyone claims that he was at the festival, which we kind of did. And I agree. Like I talked about this recently, so like a couple weeks ago, but it's still pretty recent. What probably happened, though it's never 100% confirmed, though it is, I'm like pretty certain, is that Mion moved the corpse, figuring out that if Keiichi gets caught, then obviously she wants to protect him. And also we see it in Sumi Horoboshi when Mion moves the corpses Rena kills to protect her too. So I think it's pretty easy to make that conclusion. And then they're saying that they've seen Keiichi at the festival, kind of as an alibi if everyone agrees. I always thought like one of the weaker points, which kind of made me a little skeptical of this idea, though, is the fact that Tomita and Okamura were part of this. Like, did they just tell him to like lie that they saw Keiichi? Like, it's very weird bringing them into the mix, because they're not really like. I mean, I'm not dissing my boys Tomita and Okamura, but I don't know if they can handle being questioned by the police or whatever. But Yeah, interesting. It's just unlucky that Keiichi's getting high levels of the syndrome. Plus, he's also thinking about how he wishes everything would go back to normal, which I guess technically the club members are trying to do, but Keiichi's like, it just confuses Keiichi even more and kind of pushes him a bit. Um, then you have the whole Satoko thing. Obviously, you see her crying because everyone's talking about how fun the festival is. And this is one scene I actually don't think I talked about, and I'm kind of interested in if anyone wants to fill me in on how this works, because I'm pretty sure Satoko did go to the festival, right? Maybe she had to go back early, but she definitely at least left because Tepe had to because she had to be out of the house, right? Or Tepe wouldn't have fallen for the bait that she's at the police station, right? Um, right? Like, because she's claiming she never went out, and the uncle was still there abusing her. But she definitely did went out. Though I do think they in the visual novel they mentioned she went out for like part way and then walked back. But maybe now that I'm thinking about it harder, maybe she was always at the house and then Tepe, like Keiichi just said that the police wanted to meet Tepe at the station because of Satoko, which means that she actually just could have been at the house and it could have been a different instance. I don't know if that's a reach or not. That might just be the answer, but like otherwise, it's a little weird thinking about it because I don't really understand. But yeah, anyways, just interesting thoughts. If anyone wants to help fill the gap in there. But yeah, Satoko, sad, reveals the info that the uncle is still there. He was bullying her all night, throwing miso soup in her face, though they don't actually say miso soup. But they do say that like same line multiple times in the visual novel for whatever reason. Also, I think in Umineko too. I don't know. Is that like a popular line? Like dumping miso soup on someone? But yeah, Satoko's freaking out. Keiichi's obviously like super mindfucked. And it's another weird coincidence where the the club members uh, like we can assume that the club members know Keiichi killed someone trying to come with an alibi, but they definitely didn't tell Satoko about it. Or maybe they did, but I doubt they didn't. I doubt they did, because if they did, she'd probably just freak out at the thought. And we know in later scenes that she believes the uncle is legitimately alive, so yeah. But yeah, it kind of just works with the alibi, which is kind of weird. But yeah, I don't blame Keiichi for going a little nuts after this. Then you have the Rena Mian thing, going to the dump, I guess. I don't think they. I think that's added on because they kind of just like end with. I mean, maybe they're just Rena and Mian are meeting up at the dump. But also, like, you get the kind of creepy Rena scene. I do remember this scene. I just thought it wasn't it wasn't Honor Takashi, but obviously not. So yeah, Keiichi doesn't even really want to go to the doctor, I believe, but he kind of like walked himself into a corner by promising Rena he would. So yeah, creepy Rena, good scene, midpoint. Then he checks on the bat and he sees it's missing. So this was like a big, like, just thinking about this as a new viewer or reader is it really is kind of crazy, huh? Because this definitely confirms that he didn't like jump into a whole new world because the bat's missing, right? It's like it's a pretty nice piece of evidence that the night happened. And I was kind of saying before that, it is possible that Keiichi was delusional about killing Tepe, but that would mean he'd have to like take the bat and still discard of it, which might not work with the time frame, but This doesn't really matter. Irie interview. Talked with Irie. I then consolidated it, but they hit the main points. Wait, let me look at it a bit. The whole doppelganger thing. Dude, it just brings back memories. I probably had like some weird ass theories about this, huh? But yeah. It was a good scene though. Like, again, love the line of Irie kind of giving reassurance, or at least appreciating Kichi's efforts, which have been like not appreciated. Which, maybe you shouldn't, but it definitely left a load off of Keiichi. And then the whole talk about Teppei, the Teppei corpse, the fact that Satoko has sorry, my eye is itchy. The fact that Satoko has claims that Teppei's alive, even though Kichi's certain he killed him. And then in the visual novel, it goes into a bit more details where is like, okay, prove it. And then Kichi describes the body, um, describes the way he killed him, and Irie is like, oh, wait, actually, I don't know where I was going with that, but yeah, it's a pretty solid description. Irie says one of the best ways of checking is checking the corpse or whatever, or maybe Keiichi thinks that, and then Irie gives like an identification thing where it's like, oh, he has a big tattoo on his back. But then, like, the idea, which, it's not really played out too much, but at the moment, it is kind of creepy. Though maybe not in the anime, more in the visual novel, is the idea that maybe Keiichi did kill someone, but it just wasn't Teppei, and he was delusional. And that would be, like, a crazy resolution to the whole thing. Which it isn't the answer, but it is kind of insane. But yeah, Irie is obviously sus of Keiichi and plans to drug him, but Keiichi escapes. Here's that Takano died. I believe this is also the first time in the visual novel where the mountain gods were referenced, and I didn't catch that until I like looked at some other people or like skimmed through other people's where they're like, how many staff do we have? Oh, we have a couple doctors, like one mountain god. And I just didn't pick that up in the visual novel during my playthrough, I think. But yeah, Takano is dead. Keiichi's like, okay, I need to freaking find out if Teppei is alive or not. It's kind of driving him insane. And then he's like, if he's not there, then he has to check Satoko's house, which is even a scarier thought. Like, I mean, I don't know. To me, it's scarier. Like, what's more scarier, finding out the corpse, checking, like, finding Teppei actually living in the house would be mind fucky. I keep saying that, but I don't know a better way to put it. Anyways, he's looking. Then we got the whole Wishi scene. So this was a good adaptation, but I really loved the way they were doing it in the visual novel, where Keiichi's just super exhausted. It's raining. He's starting to like, I don't know, regret the situation, but he's definitely not. He is thinking he's kind of just everything's messed up since that night. And they do a really good job introducing Oishi in the tops because, like, he's just digging, having all these thoughts and talking about how the shadows are all dancing to his light. And then, like, it's like this whole psychological thing going on. And then when he sees the shadow comes closer, like, you honestly expect that it's just nothing, right? And then it's actually a surprise when you just hear Owishi's laugh or whatever and see Owishi. And in the visual novel, there are like, I think there are more cops like that you properly circle Keiichi, like 5 or 6 of them, in like raincoats and stuff. And it's like, it's so good, dude. I was just like, when you hit that scene, you're just like, oh fuck, he's so screwed. Like, I was losing my mind. It's so good. And it's a proper surprise too. Like this one, he just kind of pops up. Like you're not expecting it as a new viewer, but in the visual novel, you're super not expecting it because you expect Keiichi to look at these shadows and him being super unstable just to be a part of his imagination. But it's really Oishi, and the gang has found the spot. But yeah, they kind of bully Teichi, force him to dig, and once he's too slow, they just throw him out. Then they did do a super derpy throw in the anime, and then Teichi kind of Oishi like kind of mocks and interrogates Teichi. The main difference in the interrogation is, since a bunch of people are dead in the hole, because there's a lot more police officers in the visual novel, they have even like have buckets to. I forgot the proper term, but throw out the water. Like Oishi would grab a bucket and just freaking splash the whole thing on Teichi's face, and it was so much, dude. It's the first time you really seen Oishi like super brutal, and the way Teichi described it, that happened multiple times, and there were rots and stuff in the water, so his face was getting cut up. It was so intense. They obviously lowered the intensity a bit in this one, but it was a nice touch. At least it wasn't just kicking water. I did like Oishi just smothering Teichi's face on the ground. Nice substitute, but the water was a bit better. But yeah, it was such a good scene. It's just constant dread. Like everything, like the start of the chapter is the start of the day after that long night, and it's just like it just doesn't stop, man. It's so good. But yeah, then this whole thing happens. They didn't find a pipe, which means the hole can't be dug anymore. And again, it's another crazy point where Oishi's like, oh, did we get the wrong place? And then they're like, no, it actually feels like this place has been dug before. Which means that, yes, Teichi had... And it works both ways, right? Even if you do believe in the Teichi is kind of just insane, which I don't blame you if you're a visual novel reader. I think that's a good theory. The idea that Teichi did the hole, does get the bat, believes he kills Teppei, throws away the bat, and just covers the corpse without actually having a corpse. It's actually it's a pretty good answer, honestly. But yeah, it's definitely more mindfuckery, and it shows that it is not some whole new world. Again, the hole has been dug, the bat has been used, or at least discarded. It's just a hard situation for a theory maker, I'm not gonna say my theories were good since I was pretty stuffed in the earlier arcs, but yeah, good stuff. And Keiichi's obviously like, holy shit, what is my life? I went through all this struggle, this killing someone, all this planning, all for someone else's sake, and it's just the whole night's been erased, kind of. And it's, again, you don't blame him. And it's only gonna get worse from here. Oh man, I already. Well, what's after this? In the next episode, what's post? I guess after this, it's Keiichi. They actually have a lot. Like, they don't have that much scenes left. I wonder how long they're gonna drag out the next episode. Then they have actually like a lot of time, if I'm remembering right. So right after this, it's gonna be Keiichi going to Satoko's house with an axe. Then the clinic scene. Then the bridge scene. That'll probably be the halfway point. And then the epilogue, which should be cool. Anyways, I think that's gonna be it. Great episode, dude. I really enjoyed that. Even if it wasn't the finale I was expecting. But I think they did pretty good on everything, and it's just like great scenes. Great, probably the highlight chapter of Higurashi, if I'm being honest, though. Maybe you can argue one of the next couple of chapters. I'm not fully sure. But anyways, hopefully you enjoyed this episode. Thank you for watching. We'll finish off Higurashi next week. And yeah, I appreciate it. See you next time. Bye.